Did Jeshua use magic mushrooms? So every so often I get the question about psychedelics and various things of that nature in Jeshua. This is the actual one that came in. Do you think Jeshua ever engaged in magic mushrooms? I heard of a church in France that has magic mushrooms illustrated in its stained glass windows, and that there may be a link with Jeshua with magic mushrooms. First of all, let's talk about the church in France. The churches in France are from medieval culture. They were over 1,000 years after Jeshua walked the earth. So any painting on a wall in there has really nothing much to do with Jeshua, except for the medieval myths and legends that were wrapped around the Holy Grail and all that stuff. Did Jeshua need magic or engage in magic mushrooms, is what you asked. Jeshua didn't need anything in the physical, and neither do you, neither does anybody. People tend to lean into psychedelics, and I don't, if that's their path, that's their path. I don't judge them for it, but I always lean back to the story of Richard Pryor talking to Jim Carrey in the parking lot of the Comedy Club in Los Angeles. Jim Carrey lit up a joint and was sitting there smoking, and Richard Pryor walks up and he offers him a joint, and Richard Pryor takes it and takes a hit, and then he says to Jim Carrey, "You be careful with this stuff." And Jim said, "It's just a joint. What are you talking about?" He says, "Yeah, but I don't know if I'm funny or the cocaine is." People have an experience because whatever they use, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, any of the psychedelics, they have an experience because their inhibitions get put down. But then they think they have to have magic mushrooms to have a spiritual experience. I can tell you without a doubt, I've been out of body. I've had astral travel. I've had the Kundalini rising. I've manifested things into my life in a regular basis. I have seen miraculous healings. I've never done a drug in my life. In my life, I drank for a little while, but I've never done a drug in my life. There is no need for any of that stuff. And in fact, there's a big risk in taking it that you'll decide that that's why it happened. He didn't know whether he was funny or the cocaine was. You might not know if you've connected to something spiritual or the magic mushrooms did. Jeshua used none of that. Nothing of that. And I'm not judging it. If you want to go, spirituality is a personal journey. And if that's your journey, go down it. But I would say to you, you don't need any of it. And in reality, you can get lost in it. Because when you seek a path will be laid before you. But until you turn that path back to yourself, you never find the doorway. You guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.